Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Spider-Man Venom Issue 1 Free Comic Book Day. And I enjoyed this. It had a good story for Spider-Man, for Venom, and then a little bit at the end for, All-Out Avengers. So, the Spider-Man one pretty much starts off, we see this Elroy Huxley dude, doing his own kind of thing. He's evidently chews gum that he tells his wife is sugar-free, but it's not, and that there's certain little things in life that are just for him, as he's going to put a letter in a mailbox, and then it's like, oh yes, I've always wanted to eat you, and it tries to eat him, and it's like, oh god. And then Spidey's like, I've been waiting a long time to do this, that's for losing my tax return, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty, very typical Spidey, and the artwork just works pretty well. And then he's telling the dude to run as he's getting attacked more by the mailbox, wanting to eat a lot of people. And then he uses pretty much like a parking meter to bash it in and destroy it as a post office person's like, that's federal property. It's like it was trying to eat him. And it's like, I'm calling the police. Lady, I can't explain it to myself. What am I talking about? I'm Spider-Man. Why face an awkward situation when you can leap away from it in a single bound? I'm like, yes, Spidey, get away from that. And it's like, what the hell? It's like, and then we see other people talking, saying that it was fun. That was one of the small ones. And yes, there are many more desperate to please their queen. And that they think that they're going to make a great team, Madeline, as we see Ben Reilly, Chasm, talking with Madeline Pryor, and evidently they have a lot in common, so that's going to be an interesting kind of thing that Spidey's going to have to deal with, and hopefully the X-Men will help him with that, because that's going to be a problem. Then we switch over to the Venom bit, and I was interested in it, even though I didn't know much of what was going on. There's this some entity speaking to Eddie Brock, saying that he walks the path of the magician. And then Eddie's like, I don't know what the hell's even going on here. And that he's on the magician's journey, sacrifice of the ego. Many forms or magicians that adhere to two dominant philosophies, one of the white magic and then one of the black magic, and differentiating out which one's which. Whereas white magic is makes the world from a place above the world, leaving hands as clean as a surgeon, and black magic, which works in the world, for the world, knows the world's suffering, leaving hands black with blood and heavy with venom, as we see a hand with flaming fingers. And then he's trying to be I'm not a magician, I haven't done any kind of shit like that. And then he's like, well, from where whatever this entity is, from your standing, your definitions are kind of rigid, and they can see further. And then you're in the unbeyond of the Quaila Cliffoth of Omega, the heart of the Hive, the true home of the Black King. But this is not a throne room, Eddie. It's an engine room. It's where we do the work. And it looks fucking gnarly. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And we see that Eddie is missing an eye, and to ask him his questions, and he needed to know about his son. So we see weeks from now, whenever that is, Dylan is talking with a kid named Normie. Granted, I'm not that much versed in what's kind of going on with Eddie Brock's son, and he said Normie's saying hey, my mom said that I should reach out, alert her and security if you tried to reach out, and he didn't. And he's needs his help with his dad, and sees that he's trying to make his way back and he's lost and he just needs help. And it's what the fuck's going on there? Symbiotes are going nutty, and that he has to do this since he's Venom now, and we need your help to save Eddie Brock. And Normie's what should I do? I know how things were for you before, but if there's anything I've learned about the symbiotes, it's that they don't have to be the same again. I've got others helping me too. I didn't come here for another symbiote, Normie, as he's holding out a symbiote to him, and he says he came here for a friend, as we now have a new person, symbiote, working with Venom. And he's like, what the hell is that? A glimpse. I've answered You asked, I answered. You have 4 questions left. Tell me what else. Tell me which road led you here. And Meridius, he's why I'm here. What do I need to do to stop him? And then the things like, hey, don't waste this. You know the answer all along. I need my other and I need my son, both of them. Venom, of course, the question is, how far will you go to reach them to the end of the world? As we then see, like, symbiotes on various different sides. We see, of course, Dylan and Normie, and I think, is that Toxin? That's kind of cool. And it looks like Anti-Venom as well up there, and I don't know what are going on with the other ones. This one isn't a bad splash page, but I wish there was a little bit more definition on certain things. But granted, the symbiotes can be kind of more gooey, so I kind of get it on that. And then we get into pretty much talking about what's going to be going on for the rest of the stuff, and then we see the Avengers dealing with some crazy ass shit as they're fighting things, and we see that Jen is fighting Ulik. Let me see. Ranting about some kind of stone, and then Thor helps her out. So yeah, that was a pretty enjoyable one. I like seeing the Spidey one giving us a tease of certain things that are going on with Chasm and Madeline Pryor, because I was like, what the hell? Because that had just started its new thing, and I liked that it's still by the same kind of creative team, and it's same production quality. It's like, alright, that was an enjoyable little thing. Eddie kind of confused me a little bit more as we see that he's dealing with some crazier kind of cosmic shit, which I kind of like. That's kind of cool. It's just, I needed a little bit more context of what was going on. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is Eddie in this? Though, granted, I do know that these are kind of like leading you up for other kind of stories going forward. And then the All Out one was a kind of nice little thing of just seeing the Avengers in action. So, if you got this on Free Comic Book Day, tell me what you think about it. Free Comic Book Day was pretty good this year. I enjoyed the Marvel ones that I got. And yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.